All right. Hey, good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's talk about what we see in the market. All right. Today we're looking at the futures right now. Yesterday we talked around the 4,800 was that important level here. This is where the market went to overnight on Sunday and Monday morning session, like the first 5 or 7, 10 minutes. Went back and touched the 4,800 level or the 408 on the SPY. And then the market shot up yesterday, and some of that was based off of that key support level where buyers are sitting at, right? When we talk about support levels, that's pretty much just where buyers. There's a lot of buyers. So yesterday, this is Wednesday. This is the weekly chart. You see this key level says 4770. 470 is around 4,800. You see this key level support in that range there. It touched and then it took off. We kind of saw that candle pre-market, talked about it yesterday's video. So we did have an initial drop. First 5 or 7 minutes, it didn't sustain long. There was some fake news that came out yesterday that kind of helped with the spike. So for those that caught that, they did well. I didn't, but they did well. So here's the daily chart, and this is what we seen. So this was the uh, stock over the weekend that you see Friday through the weekend, and now we seen yesterday's key. So it's not quite a hammer candle, kind of indecision, but you see that yesterday was green. Now we're starting off in the morning session and we're green. Here's our 8 EMA. So one of two things, right? It's either we can get all the way back up based on this another $100 from today till Wednesday, potentially, and still be bearish. But then you get to the Wednesday time start. The question is, do we continue and have a full reversal, or will it get to this 8 EMA channel down, and then we got something setting up that looks pretty much like a bear flag? So that's what we're gonna have to stay cautious on Wednesday and Thursday. But right now in the current morning session, we do look bullish. Um, we have some key indicators that stocks are looking to make some modest gains today. We did find out in the healthcare sector, UNH is up 5.8%. We'll take a look at that one. So here we are on the 4 hour. We see that the MACD is crossed over on the 4 hour. We're right here on the 21 EMA. It's 52.13. So we've already went from, think about it, yesterday was 4,800 and we're already reversed around $200 since yesterday's lows till morning break. Uh, and can we get back up to 5,500? So again, we'll see. It looks like we potentially have a reversal here. Um, just looking at the charts, let's look at the 1 hour. Now we're at 52. So what did we say? Around 5,300. Oh man, the 1 hour looks really good going into this session. This is on the ES. It's 52, 52.91, 5,400. Wow. So we see on the 1 hour, DMI crossed over, MACD had already crossed over. 1 hour looks pretty good. So no need to speculate on which direction we think things are going initially on the morning. Let's go take a look at the SPY. So the SPY, yesterday ended around 5:04, but after hours it's already up to 5:50. Question is, do we got more room to go? It's 5:17, 5:23. Potentially you should get through 5:23. This is looking very positive. 5, 6. So this is looking very strong this morning, and I think it has a 15-minute squeeze. Let's see. Actually, I think it just fired on there. 515. Yep, the SPY is looking awesome. Let's take a look at, let's see what the levels is. 515, 30 minute. Yep, so that's 515 to 523. And 514 is support for the SPY. Let's go take a look at the Qs. No, this is on a 30 minute. This is 200 moving average. And there's some resistance here. Qs is not looking as good as the SPY, but there again has a clearer form of entry. If you get past 537, maybe 535, we can get in right up to, 437. We can get in right up to 442. That's about a $5 move on the Qs. Boeing, which is something I actually may have to get out of. I had a put on the Boeing. Let's see, Target. Well, let's say Boeing first. So this is on a 30 minute. I had Boeing coming back down, but Boeing breaks out of 143. Yeah, if Boeing breaks 143, we're going back long on Boeing, which just looks like a terrific setup. Boeing to the long. So Boeing is definitely one that I'm looking at. 143. Breakout to the upside. And let's take a look at Target, which has been beat down a lot. Target, that $90 range for Target is pretty good range for most investors. I may show that on a weekly chart. So Target, I don't like as much. It has a $97 ceiling. It's already at 96. Even though it's looking kind of bullish this morning on the setup, that's probably one I would look to fade unless it breaks 97. So, but it's a good one to see. If it clearly gets up into 96, 97, starts to weaken throughout the day, it can be a good fade back all the way down. But the SPY and QQQ and Boeing is looking exceptionally bullish this morning. It said, unlike yesterday, there wasn't a lot of stocks that looked parabolic or looking like real strong movers. But today, this morning, there's a lot of quote unquote volatility or activity in the market. So it makes it easier to find some of those. Let's take a look at a couple of others. Again, we're in this where support and resistance is super important. So we have First Solar here. Something I would be keeping my eye on. One or two reasons. First Solar goes up, it breaks 134, 135. You see, it can go all the way up to 140. It touched there yesterday. Again, a lot of stocks went to highs, but what it did show is that, there is about where the sellers at and where the buyers are. And so this is a clear indication that 140 is where the buyers are. So right now it's at 133. And if the market is looking pretty strong out the gate, this is a stock that can have a $6 or $7 move again. So if you didn't catch it yesterday, it might be some opportunities to catch that one today. But we just have to be careful. And again, if it breaks 129 on the low side, this is on a 30-minute chart, then we got a $7 drop to the bottom. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing it's probably due to the large drop over the week, and there is wide gaps in ranges that stocks can move. So it's actually probably a pretty good day or week where you could probably make significant gains because support and resistance levels are so far apart due to that large drop of stocks. So buyers and sellers and where their ranges were set, and we're talking about major corporations. We're not talking about retailers. Where their ranges were set, where they had their tight stops set. Well, it kind of broke through that through this weekend, and so you saw yesterday the potential stock shot up. If you caught that move yesterday morning, then stock shot up super big time, and quadruple, double in far as option contracts really quick. So those ranges are still looking pretty wide until they make those adjustments, which they may or may not. And if not, then you're trading. You're probably in a good opportunity to make a significant amount of money because the stocks can run in a certain direction without getting stopped out. So First Solar is something I'll probably take a look at, but I definitely like the futures on their open. So if you know that the futures are looking really, really well, let's probably take a look at some of the other items in the XLK real quick. So coin. Oh man, coin's at 161. It breaks 162, can run up to 167. Not bad, not bad. Um, let's see what else. Take a look at Apple. Yeah, I'm looking at the XLK sector. Everything's looking really green this morning. I do have some concern around some MACD settings levels. Uh, yeah, Apple. There's a lot of stocks today that got a good gap range as far as next levels of resistance. Apple, if it breaks 184, 185, that's an entry. Maybe 186. If it breaks 186, you can ride it up today. If it gets rejected at 186, see, moving averages is pretty tight. If there's some weakness that comes in to the market unexpectedly, it can fall to 174. Like I said, these ranges is pretty wide, and if you're in them, um, you can make a significant amount of money today. I mean, everything's looking green. I would say just on strength. Um, here's AMD. Get past 85, there's a move to 89. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA breaks 101. So we had to know there was going to be a lot of buyers in this $90, $89 range. It's going to drive this stock back up. It's just too good of a stock to be under $100 like this. So I'm no surprise that NVIDIA is going probably back up to 120. Matter of fact, it might swing trade that one. And so again, if these sectors are down like this and we do see buyers stepping in, what does that tell us? That tell us that bear flag that we saw on that day, will it come to fruition or not? Again, this is a news-driven market. We have to keep our eyes open, but you see NVIDIA setting up like this. And if it breaks this $100 level today, we can definitely continue to see a rise in stock. So looked like it's calls this morning. That's what I'm looking for. Definitely looking at key levels of support and resistance for fades, but the market looking bullish. So that's where we stand. So hopefully this video has been helpful. If it has, like and subscribe. Be blessed.